As always, alongside Tim Legler, been doing this version of this show for a decade. And Tim, we've done it a lot in our studio, but there's something about being in the building when moments of high achievement are realized by a group that you get to truly experience what this team is feeling. We're going to get a chance to talk to them about it. We'll get to the Haliburton piece because it's significant clearly. But from the start of this year till now, this Thunder team's demonstrated something that they were the best. What'd they show you on this run and tonight?
We saw it all the way through the month of November. They had a recipe for what they did to you when they were playing their best, and it was turn up the heat defensively, pressure all over the floor, overplay passing lanes, chase and rake, as I like to tell Scott, when they don't give up pursuit of a ball handler, and then turning those turnovers into points. Fitting that Oklahoma City won a championship because that's exactly what they did in the third quarter. That was the moment that turned this game after an incredibly resilient first half out of the Pacers. Once Haliburton went down, the third quarter flipped this game on its head, and it was done again with the same exact recipe they've used all year long. Convert turnovers into points. It's a food source for them offensively, and they got back to it again in this game.
Yep, it was that. It was all that you just described, and it is fitting because they were the best team, again, by most metrics. Third quarter is where they turned up the heat. It was a one-point Pacer deficit, and I don't know that you can possibly give them enough credit for the way they fought for this first 24, given that absolute gut punch when Haliburton hits the deck. I mean, we're watching a guy that comes out, and I told you the line backstage, my friend Paul Azinger in golf used to say about Tiger Woods, everyone wants to be noticed, not everyone's comfortable being watched. Haliburton had the look of a man that on this stage was saying to the world, watch me tonight, because you cannot start better than that. I was amazed that the Pacers were able to steady themselves after what happened. What was your reaction in real time?
He put this entire building on notice where he was at mentally in this game, and I think what it did was gave his team an incredible amount of confidence to start this game, because in a game 7, you're not sure where the three-point shooting is going to come from. You know it's critical in any type of game like this because there's so much pressure on shot making from outside. He let everybody know he's here tonight. And you were thinking, Tyrese Haliburton is about to do something really special in this game. Then obviously he goes down. And it felt, and I said it to you at halftime, it just felt like the Pacers and this series, deserve something different than that for what he has given us, for what this team has given us, for what these two teams gave us in this series. We were not able to see that to its conclusion because of Tyrese Haliburton, and they did everything they could. They fought the rest of that half, took the lead at halftime, but eventually the weight of the team that they were playing against ultimately is what took this game over, and their defense was just too much with a team missing its engine.
And this building as well, I mean, it's a lot to stand up in the face of, and they fought as hard as they could for as long as they could. And I've made it as clear as we possibly can. All we root for, and we root for it, is good on good.
Right.
That's what you want to see, and that's what we were seeing for 7 games, and that's what we saw very early on. Haliburton goes down, Oklahoma City wins. After the defeat, Rick Carlisle with an update on the Haliburton injury.
Locker room.
I'm not talking about his injury. I'm not giving you. I have no idea. I haven't heard anything about a diagnosis or anything.
At halftime, did he say anything to the team and the way you guys kept?
He was in the locker room, and he was very much a part of a group that believed that they could do this. Nembhard hit the shot at the end of the first half to give us a 1-point lead, and then. We needed to come out of the locker room and be better in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. We just weren't. I don't have the whole sequence of events, but they made some great plays, and we got off to a slow start, and that quarter was the killer. And then, to me, the fourth quarter and the effort that our guys poured into the fourth quarter to win the quarter by 1 point. Was epic, and it was symbolic of what this team stands for, what basketball in Indiana stands for, and that there was no surrender. It was just it was all defiant fight to the end. And so I told these guys coming into this that there's no feel-good scenario when you get to the finals and are unable to get it done. And it really hurts. on the one hand. On the other hand, this team has given all of Pacer Nation something to be very proud of.
Not surprising. There's great perspective there. They're not going to throw themselves a parade for coming close, but I do really believe what I said. I think you can honor yourself in defeat, and the level of fight that this team showed, particularly after they lost, as you called them, their engine. They lost their engine, but they never ran out of gas, did they? And they never ran out of fight. You're never going to erase that deficit once we got to the fourth quarter. And we're going to have more time to talk Thunder throughout this time together. A final thought from you on this Pacers team and what they demonstrated over the course of this playoff run.
Well, think now we're talking about consecutive years, a conference finalist, now an NBA finalist, taking this team that was head and shoulders better than everybody else in the league to a 7th game on their home court with a lead at halftime in that game. What more can you say about the toughness, the fight, the connectivity that they have? They're an egoless team, so it's easy to root for a team like that. Much like Oklahoma City, these were two teams, two groups of guys that very easy to get behind. That's who Indiana is, very resilient and very difficult to defend. Started seeing this really second half of the year into the playoffs. When they got humming offensively, there were not a lot of answers, even for a team like Oklahoma City, to be able to defend them. Now, you know, the sad part about this, Scott, is not only do you lose a Game 7, and that's heartbreaking enough, now pretty quickly you're going to understand you're probably facing the prospect of not having Tyrese Haliburton maybe all of next season, depending on the severity of that injury. It certainly looked pretty bad. Don't want to speculate, but I think we all kind of know where that's going. So it's like a double whammy to this group come this far, and then you're going to be dealing with that in the offseason.
As Boston will as well. I
Yes.
mean, there's great uncertainty in this East. This Pacer team was spectacular, and they were going to be carrying the threat of what they could be next season with them.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Think I'm gonna try to wear, pull up all brains. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA over here,